My sister made wedding planning difficult, and now she refuses to attend.
Why couldn't she have just refused to help out in the first place?
Yeah, just refuse to be difficult, people. My sister, 36 female, is my 34 female maid of honor. But she has caused a lot of drama around my wedding. I got engaged in December 2021 and started looking at venues immediately. My fiance and I live in Florida, which is a vacation destination, while my sister's based in Nashville and everyone else lives in Chicago. The wedding is set for June 2023 in Florida, but pre-wedding events will be in the Chi. By the way, this comes from user Willie and Grace, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. We chose our venue because my fiancé loved it. He hasn't had a lot of opinions or requests, so I couldn't say no. When booking the venue, I was nervous because the ceremony room has a max capacity of 100 people, and we're inviting 150. My backup plan was to hire entertainment for the kids during the ceremony, which my sister agreed to, though she didn't think we'd reach 100 people. I moved forward with the plans, even calling parents who were comfortable with the idea. I decided to plan a bridal dress fitting trip with my family, and my sister decided to use that weekend for her son's late birthday party. I was excited for both events. However, the party became so large that everyone had to cancel on my fitting. I ended up going alone and crying at how let down I was. I didn't end up buying a dress that day. Out of guilt, my sister flew to Florida to go dress shopping with me. At the boutique, she sat on the couch and scrolled through her phone, which is not very helpful. When I tried to engage her, she gave me one-word answers. I tried on dresses, and I loved one, but she pointed out my bodily insecurities and suggested I try a dress I felt uncomfortable in. When I mentioned it, she got defensive, saying, "You wanted my input, and now you don't like it." Months pass, and my sister announced her pregnancy. She told me she wouldn't be available for the last 8 months of wedding planning. I suggested doing an engagement party early, which she agreed to, but then she dumped all the responsibilities on another bridesmaid who planned the entire event. I promoted this bridesmaid to second maid of honor to show my appreciation. After the engagement party, I made thank you cards to save money, which I thought came out nicely. My sister made side comments saying they were tacky and that she'd hire someone for her wedding. A few months later, my sister had her baby. She asked me to stay with her for 2 months to help. Since I work from home, I agreed for a month, but I said I needed to be home for Christmas. I cooked, cleaned, drove her kids to school, and changed diapers. She made comments about how dinner was bland, or I folded the laundry wrong.
Dude, shut your mouth. You're getting free labor.
Yeah, this is way
That's
too much.
free babysitting. Shut your gosh darn mouth.
Yeah, come on. Her husband was no help watching the sports ball all day. My family helped the last week I was there. Whenever I mentioned the wedding, people would say, "Oh, we'll talk about it after the new year." Meanwhile, my planner was pushing me to hire vendors since we only had 5 months left. I avoided the wedding talk until after the new year. We hired dueling pianos, and they wanted us to pick the music early. I asked my sister if she wanted to help, but she insisted I create a list of options for her. I told her if I was doing all that work, I didn't need her help. I also asked my sister to help me narrow down my Pinterest photos for florists, but she said none of them were stunning. When I pointed out that her comment was rude, she defended herself, saying, "What? They're hideous. Am I not allowed to have an opinion?"
No, nobody wants to hear your opinions.
It's not an opinion. That's an insult. After that, I stopped asking for help from her. She then starts planning the Bachelorette party, which I told her multiple times I want to be involved in. She insists that brides are not involved, that it's a surprise. I tell her that I'm not interested in a surprise. She doesn't hear me. Then I find out she's planning a bachelorette party in Nashville. My bridesmaids are calling me, telling me they can't afford a trip to Nashville a month before a trip to Florida. I contact my sister and tell her I want to do the party in Chicago. My sister is in Chicago every other week for work, so it's easy on everyone. My sister, out of what I suspect to be spite, starts planning a party at the worst bar in our hometown. My bridesmaids start fighting with her about the location, saying that I would hate it. Everybody hates this bar. I call my sister and reiterate that I want to be involved. She demands that I stay out of it.
And that's when you say, "Okay, actually, I don't want you to plan this anymore."
To avoid further drama, I omit that the bridesmaids are telling me what's going on. And I tell my sister I want to go to a piano bar since we have dueling pianos at our wedding. It's the perfect way to get everyone excited about it. Also, since we have 2 junior bridesmaids, I'd like to do something with them before we go out. Maybe a potluck at someone's house. She ignores me and continues with her plans. My second maid of honor reaches out to the piano bar and won a free party for the Saturday of the party. My sister then tells everyone she's unavailable Saturday
Perfect.
because she has to drive home. We can only do Friday. Now I have to miss work to fly. Wait, no! They're all rescheduling for this sister? That sucks.
Stop, you dummies. Just tell her, okay, sorry, bummer that we can't, include you.
Now I have to miss work to fly in, and it's a huge inconvenience, but I'm trying to keep the peace. My second maid of honor graciously offered to pay for the piano bar for all the girls on Friday to accommodate my sister's schedule. Also, to include the kids and parents in the weekend plans, we have a 10 a.m. paint party Saturday morning.
That's fun.
I can't even enjoy Friday fully because I have to be up early with kids and family the next morning. My sister said to me on accident that she's mad at her husband and might fly to Chicago for the Bachelorette party. I think, OMG, that would make everyone's life easier. Before I could say anything, she goes, oh, but I can't do that. I have plans with my friends in Chicago Saturday night, so I need my car. I finally broke and told her how we are moving everything around for her, and now she's staying in Chicago. I tell her I'm upset. The plans aren't really what's best for everyone, but it's what's best for her. She then blames everything on my bridesmaids, saying, I never said I couldn't do Saturday. Your second maid of honor is creating lies. I am your sister. Who are you going to believe? I have messages between my sister and I where she told me directly that she's unavailable Saturday because she has to drive home. I suggest we move the plans to Saturday then, since she's now available. But she says no because now she has plans. Some time passes. The drama settles down. We start getting our RSVPs back. Also, our guest list grew. We have 108 yes RSVPs. 17 of those are children. We're waiting on 60 more RSVPs and currently have a 90% yes rate.
Whoa, look at you, Miss Popular.
Little Miss Thing.
Little Miss Popular.
My planner tells me that I need to secure the entertainment and sitters for the kids during the ceremony. To clarify that, this is in the same building, and we were hiring licensed professionals as is required by state law. Also, the ceremony is only 20 minutes, and the newborn does not have to go because he's a baby. I casually mentioned to my sister that I'm moving forward with the sitters since we are over capacity, and she has a full-blown meltdown. She called everyone in our family and tells them that I'm a bridezilla and I think she's a bad mom. She calls up some guests with kids who then call me up and start saying they are no longer comfortable with this plan. They had previously liked the idea. Each person I talked to refused to hear me out. They just plead with me to drop it for now. Things will work themselves out.
Who are these people? They refuse to hear you out?
Well, yeah.
You're uninvited too.
The sister.
She's a blight.
Meanwhile, my planner is pushing for us to secure something. I'm exhausted. My fiance and I are losing sleep over the repeated drama with my sister. We decide to move the ceremony. When we start looking, we can't find a single venue close to the reception. Everything is over 30 minutes away. My parents tell me that an off-site ceremony is too much for an out-of-town wedding. My fiance and I make the judgment call to move our entire wedding to a new venue. We had to pay the full price of the old venue, and the new venue is 3 times more expensive. We had to order and mail new invitations, work with new room blocks, notify all of our vendors, and pay additional travel costs to the existing vendors. But I'm happy with this decision because my sister and I are getting along again, and everyone in the family backed off of me from my original wedding venue plans. By the way, you will find it hard to back off from listening to full episodes with stories like this one. Just go to iHeartRadio or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Search OK Storytime, and there you will find a treasure trove of story. Fast forward to last week, my water heater broke and flooded the apartment. It ruined all of my DIY wedding decor. I call my sister up, crying. I'm overwhelmed. And of course, she offers no support, empathy, or compassion. Then she asks me if I will call up the second maid of honor to ask about something Bachelorette party related, because again, she refuses to communicate with her further. Mind you, my sister is still pushing the narrative that I'm not involved. I ask her to directly communicate with her because I have a lot going on over here. She accuses me of siding with the second maid of honor and now says she's not going to the wedding.
Oh,
the angels sang.
Oh
From the hilltops of the heavens.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
let me cry. I'll cry about you not coming to my wedding. Just kidding. They're tears of joy.
Yes, I will weep big, fat, juicy tears of happiness if you made it this far. I appreciate you taking the time to read this. My head is spinning from the drama. I'm not sure what I'm looking for by posting this. I think I just needed to get it all off my chest with a drama dump. And this is OP in the comments. Regarding her role, my sister was a bully when we were younger. Oh, no.
Shocking.
She was?
Shocking.
The older we got, the better it's become. Honestly, I think the wedding is pulling our relationship backwards. We've grown so much throughout the years, which I believe is why I have so much tolerance for her behavior. I know that we have grown from this, but she keeps proving me wrong. Plus, I'm busy. There's tons to distract me from keeping tally on the crappy things that she's done. The final straw was last week with the flood that I started realizing all that had happened. And well, it led me to process it all on Reddit. Regarding the married confusion, she got married at the courthouse. They are planning to have a big wedding when the kids are older. So it is. She's upset that she's already married, but she hasn't had her big wedding and that you get it first.
And she can do what?
She can literally buzz the frick off.
How about up to someone who cares? Not me. It ain't me.